The Codex Gigas, also known as the Satanic Bible, is one of the world's most mysterious manuscripts. It's famous for its sheer size, its legend of a deal with the devil, and perhaps most intriguingly, 10 missing pages. These pages weren't just lost, they were intentionally removed, raising questions about their contents and the reasons behind their disappearance. In this video, we'll explore the mystery of these torn pages, why they were removed, and what they might have contained. So grab your popcorn because this is going to be a wild ride. The Satanic Bible, also known as the Codex Gigas, originally had 320 pages, but today only 310 remain. The contents of the 10 missing pages remain one of history's most enduring mysteries. Some suggest these pages contain the monastery rules where the Codex was created. However, many doubt that something so ordinary would be worth removing from such an extraordinary manuscript. Instead, it's believed the missing pages held far more significant content. Perhaps apocalyptic prophecies or the legendary Devil's Prayer, a ritual said to summon the devil himself. What's clear is that these pages didn't simply fall out over time. They were deliberately cut from the manuscript, raising questions about who removed them and why. In the 16th century, a mystic from the Paracelsus circle showed interest in the Codex, and in 1590 his student visited the Brumov monastery to study it. Around the same time, Holy Roman Emperor Rudolf II, who was deeply fascinated by the occult, brought the Codex to his castle in Prague. Many speculate Rudolf may have removed the pages to uncover and safeguard their secrets. Another oddity of Codex Gigas is that no one has even tried to rewrite this book. In those centuries when printing was not yet invented, important manuscripts were constantly rewritten to reproduce. In May 1697, a fire engulfed the royal castle in Stockholm, threatening to destroy its famous library. The Codex Gigas, weighing over 160 pounds, was thrown out of a window to save it from the flames. Some believe the missing pages were lost during this chaotic moment. However, experts have debunked this theory. Close examination shows the pages were deliberately cut from the binding, not accidentally torn or lost in the fire. The torn edges suggest a systematic removal, possibly by someone skilled in handling manuscripts. But who could it have been? And why? To answer this, we must explore the individual significance of these missing pages. 10 torn pages of Satanic Bible. Speculation suggests that these pages could have included rituals for summoning powerful entities, such as Asmodeus, a demon linked to lust and vengeance. This type of summoning is reminiscent of various occult traditions that seek forbidden knowledge or influence, like the rituals practiced by medieval alchemists or necromancers, who believed invoking such spirits could offer them extraordinary power. Additionally, it's speculated that the torn pages may have held the Devil's Prayer, an invocation designed to summon Satan directly. In real-life occult practices, similar prayers or invocations can still be found today, used in esoteric circles or during dark rituals. The missing pages might have also contained protection spells, like the use of specific herbs and incantations to ward off evil spirits, a practice common in many cultures. For instance, in present-day witchcraft, protective rituals often use ingredients such as garlic, salt, or sage to cleanse spaces of negative energy or malevolent forces, similar to how ancient rites may have been performed. The Devil's Prayer, linked to the Codex Gigas, is believed to be a powerful invocation designed to summon Satan, enhancing the manuscript's dark lore. It likely contained elements to invoke the devil's aid, possibly using terms like Lucifer and referencing demonic pacts. The prayer may have outlined rituals for acquiring forbidden knowledge or fulfilling personal desires through dark forces. Some speculate it had apocalyptic consequences, detailing ways to trigger catastrophic events or even bring about the end of the world. The missing pages of the Codex Gigas are thought to have contained the Benedictine monastic rules, outlining guidelines for monastic life, discipline, and spiritual practices. These rules likely covered daily prayers, communal living, and the vows of chastity, poverty, and obedience. They may have emphasized silence, meditation, and contemplative practices to purify the soul, as well as penitential practices for confessing sins and seeking forgiveness. The removal of these pages suggests they were considered significant or too strict for wider distribution, reflecting the manuscript's themes of sin and redemption. Speculated to be contained in the missing pages of the Codex. Gigas likely included apocalyptic visions and warnings about the final judgment and the fate of humanity. These prophecies may have drawn inspiration from biblical texts such as the Book of Revelation, detailing catastrophic events that could lead to the end of the world, including plagues, wars, and the rise of the Antichrist. It is suggested that one of the missing documents included a devil's prayer that could invoke these apocalyptic events, potentially allowing the user to manipulate or hasten the arrival of such catastrophic occurrences. The language used in these prophecies might have been rich with symbolic imagery, possibly referencing figures like Lucifer and themes of divine retribution against sinners. While the exact content remains unknown due to the missing pages, these prophecies reflect medieval fears and beliefs about the end times. The sinful confessions are a significant and striking element of this manuscript, occupying 5 pages just before the depiction of heaven. These confessions are presented in unusually large letters, emphasizing the gravity of the monk's admissions. The scribe, believed to be Herman the Recluse, lists a range of transgressions including pride, envy, lust, gluttony, bestiality, and fornication. This detailed enumeration serves not only as a personal admission of guilt, but also as a cautionary tale for others, reflecting the medieval belief in the importance of acknowledging one's sins for spiritual redemption. The demonic conjurations are believed to include various rituals and spells aimed at summoning and controlling demonic entities. These conjurations likely involved specific names of demons such as Asmodeus and Belial, and detailed instructions on how to invoke their presence for various purposes, including gaining knowledge or power. The texts may have included formulas that required the practitioner to perform particular actions or recite incantations in a precise manner to successfully summon these entities. For example, one might find a ritual that instructs the user to create a protective circle while chanting specific phrases to bind the demon's power. Additionally, these conjurations could have contained warnings about the consequences of summoning such beings, emphasizing the dangers associated with meddling in dark forces. The curses and hexes speculated to be among the missing pages of the Codex. Gigas likely included various malevolent spells intended to bring harm or misfortune upon individuals. These curses may have involved specific rituals that required the practitioner to invoke the names of demons, such as Astaroth or Moloch, to empower the hexes. For instance, one could find a curse designed to afflict an enemy with illness or misfortune, possibly accompanied by detailed instructions on how to perform the ritual, including the use of symbolic objects like candles or herbs. Additionally, these hexes might have included incantations that called upon dark forces to bind or torment a person, reflecting the medieval belief in the power of words and rituals to influence reality. The illustrations of hell speculated to be contained likely depicted vivid and dramatic scenes of eternal damnation, reflecting the medieval fascination with the afterlife and the consequences of sin. These illustrations may have included representations of sinners being tormented by demons, showcasing various punishments tailored to their earthly vices, such as gluttony or lust. For example, one might find imagery of individuals being chewed or prodded by demonic figures, emphasizing the suffering that awaited those who strayed from the path of righteousness. The artwork could also have featured Hell's Mouth portrayed as a monstrous beast, symbolizing the gateway to eternal torment, complete with flames and cauldrons. Additionally, the devil himself is likely depicted in a prominent role, possibly adorned in regal attire to signify his status as the Prince of Darkness, reinforcing the stark contrast between good and evil. The heretical texts speculated to be among the missing pages of the Codex. Gigas likely included writings that challenged or contradicted established church doctrines, reflecting the tensions of medieval religious beliefs. These texts may have contained Gnostic teachings, which emphasized personal spiritual knowledge over orthodox teachings, potentially including references to figures like Mary Magdalene or alternative interpretations of biblical events. Additionally, the missing pages might have featured apocryphal writings, such as lost gospels or accounts of saints that were deemed heretical by the church, emphasizing themes of enlightenment and rebellion against ecclesiastical authority. For example, there could have been discussions on dualism, presenting a worldview where good and evil are in constant conflict, which was often rejected by mainstream Christianity. The historical accounts speculated to be part of the missing pages of the Codex Gigas likely included detailed narratives documenting significant events and figures relevant to the monastery and its context. These accounts may have chronicled the lives of prominent monks, their spiritual journeys, and their contributions to the Benedictine order, possibly including names like Herman the Recluse, who is traditionally associated with the manuscript's creation. Additionally, the historical accounts might have covered key events in the region, such as conflicts or notable visits from influential figures, providing insight into the socio-political landscape of the time. In conclusion, the Codex Gigas, the Satanic Bible, remains a fascinating enigma. Its missing pages fuel speculation about dark occult practices, demonic invocations, and monastic rules. While much of its content has been lost to time, the manuscript's legacy continues to intertwine magic, religion, and medieval lore, leaving us to wonder about the knowledge it once held. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.